Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about how to create the perfect patient experience. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, my name is Dawson. I own a digital marketing company that focuses on dentists. I have clients around the US and I'm here today to help you grow your practice. The reason I made this video is this is something I preach a lot on my channel, and at the end of the day I can bring you thousands of leads, but if patient experience isn't something that you have down to a T, it's not really going to make a difference and it's not going to move the needle for you in your life. So this is really how you separate yourself from the pack. This is a Pareto's principle, if you will. If you focus on this 20%, you're going to get 80% of the results. If you're not familiar with Pareto's principle, there's a lot of videos on YouTube, a quick Google search, very useful in knowing, especially when it comes to business. This video is meant to be a comprehensive guide. It's actually coming out of a PDF file that I made. I have it in the description if you want it, but this is something that I'm very excited about, and I've talked to many dentists, perfected it, and I think I have it down to a science. So the way I structured this video is actually through the life cycle of a patient, beginning with them finding you on your website and ending with them walking out of your practice after their first visit. So jumping to our first topic, online presence, your patient experience really starts out off the bat. I went into detail in a couple different videos on what your perfect online presence should be like, but I'm going to pull some of the key takeaways when it comes to your patient experience. So there's 3 things that your website needs in order to be successful in transitioning the potential patient into the patient. These 3 things are having scheduling software on your website, an easy way for them to be able to schedule it directly into your calendar. Second way is having online forms, something that they can fill out before their visit. Makes it a little bit easier for them, saves you some time as well, so you don't have to wait for them to fill out that form. And then number 3, after they schedule their appointment, they have a SMS or a email sent to them reminding them of their appointment. So shifting away from online, and before we even get through the doors, let's talk about the culture of your office. It's important for you as a dentist to set the example. You want to set the tone and the mood not only for your patients, but also for your staff of what you expect. You want to have a bedside manner. You want to smile with your eyes, really be genuine when you're listening to not only your staff's concerns, but also your patients. One of the biggest pain points for patients when it comes to just interpersonal communication with their dentists is not feeling heard or understood. So make sure you are clearly hearing them, make sure you paraphrase what they're saying just to make sure you have the information right. Really go above and beyond to make sure that your patients feel understood. Improving your satisfaction with your own employees will ultimately improve your patient experience. Having an amazing work environment that's fun-loving, where you're the dentist that can laugh on the job and have fun, maybe banter a little bit with their own employees and with the patients, that's the kind of goal, that's the kind of idea that you really want to go for. That will ultimately spill over onto your patients, and you'll have that tangible, fun-loving environment that is contagious. All right, enough with the culture stuff. Let's talk about the arrival. So before someone even gets in the door, details matter. If there's trash in the parking lot, if someone dropped their drink from Sonic and then it just got blazed over in the sun and it's all sticky and they step in it before they walk in, it's not going to be the best feeling when they get inside. So make sure you're paying attention to detail. Pick up any trash in your parking lot if you have to. If you're in an office building, I said this again in another video, make sure you have signs directing people, maybe even buy a stand-up sign if they have the ones on the wall, just to really solidify and really make sure people know where they're going. Make sure your office is clean and is an enjoyable environment to be in. Be really clear about communicating with patients on if they need to fill out any forms or if they should just sit back, relax, and wait for the dentist. Being clear on your instructions allows a patient to feel at ease because they know what's going on. Make sure to keep waits as short as possible. If they show up on time, make sure to compliment them about that. A lot of people don't get those compliments or don't get that adoration, especially if you're a dentist. So providing that, thanking them for being punctual can really go a long way. So once the patient is there in the chair, make sure you have a shaded eyewear, especially if you're doing a procedure. It just makes things more enjoyable, especially if they have to look up at the fluorescent bright some lights for 30 minutes. If you have a TV in your office, make sure it's something light, something like the Home Improvement channel or even nature video. You don't want something very gloomy. Probably don't want to play Braveheart of people getting sloshed to pieces, or even the news nowadays. You don't want to play something that's dark and will kind of mess up the environment. One thing you can try, especially if you're a pediatric dentist, is to buy some earmuffs for your patients. Especially if you're using a drill, something that makes a lot of noise, can usually alleviate anxiety and can just make it more enjoyable for your patients in general. I've even seen some offices have service dogs or weighted blankets. This also goes a long way, especially if the person has a lot of anxiety behind coming to the dentist. Another key is to never leave someone in the room alone. You want to make sure you have someone in there at all times to chat with them, to keep their mind off of getting their cavity filled or their mind off of the drills going in their mouth. This can really go a long way. When they're leaving, make sure they schedule their next appointment. You can even ask for reviews via Google. And then finally, you can even ask or give them a survey. The survey will be on how their visit was. This will really help you improve your patient experience. If you don't really know what to change or what's broken, this can be a great way for you to get that quick feedback and make those adjustments. Having an amazing patient experience can really bring a lot of satisfaction, not only for the people that you serve, but also yourself. Not only will this help you with connecting with your patients on even a personal level, but it will also help you avoid malpractice. I'm being dead serious. Look at these studies if you don't believe me. What I want you to do is comment one thing that you're going to do this week to improve your patient experience. Make sure you're encouraging one another in the comment section. If someone can't think of one, be sure to give them some ideas. But like the video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to see more content like this. And until then, I will see you next time.